Hello everybody and welcome to Chess24 and welcome to Game of the Day from round 2 of the Zürich Chess Challenge. I'm Trent, this is Grandmaster Jan Gustafsson. Great round, some fighting chess, but one game stood out, Jan, certainly stood out, and that was the game Anand Aronian, and we're going to go through that game and tell a story, show you guys what happened at home. Great game. Jan, it's all yours.
Beautiful. 1d4. Vishy Anand used to be a 1e4 player. He's really become a 1d4 player, mainly because of the Berlin Wall and preparing for all these World Championship matches. Didn't find anything against that, but has become a very strong 1d4 player. Levon Aronian goes for g6, knight c3, d5, the Grunfeld. Not his main opening, more of a Queen's Gambit declined semi-Slav player. And Levon Aronian probably saw something he liked in the World Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Vishy Anand, where Magnus Carlsen tried his hand at the Grunfeld.
Certainly did, and we had what was knight f3, bishop g7, and the Russian variation with queen b3, which we did see in the World Championship match. That game, Carlsen managed to hold with black, but
this point is a bit intriguing because both in the World Championship match as in this game, the players played knight to a6, which is a line that was popular because Garry Kasparov played it quite a bit in the 90s. Had some games against Karpov, famous loss against Jeroen Piquet, but it's not the main move nowadays. Peter Svidler in his video series on Chess24 and in all his games always plays the move a6, intending to play b5 followed by c5, which is considered to be in good shape for black. We've also seen some recent high-level games with knight to c6, as Anish Giri, amongst others, has been playing. So knight a6 is a little strange to see this move, but Aronian decided probably that he can improve over the World Championship game, where Anand faced this line against Magnus Carlsen. The idea is to play c5 next move. So this is what happened. Bishop e2, c5. D takes c is nothing as far as I know. So you go d5, black goes e6, castles, rook to e8. This is the position they had in that mentioned match. But there I believe Vishy played the move, the move bishop to g5, right?
Yes, I believe he played that straight away. But in today's game, he played the move rook d1, which must be the main move in the position.
Yeah, by no means a novelty. This has been seen quite a bit. The move rook d1 has been played amongst others in the game, Piquet against Kasparov. And it looks like Levon Aronian, I don't know what happened, might not have been quite ready for it. Bishop f5, d6, this is the idea of rook d1. Just, who said you should push your passed pawns as soon as you can? Someone famous said that.
Tartakova or somebody?
I don't know. Nimzovich?
One of these guys. Push your pass pawns. Well, d6 makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because you're also gaining space, and more importantly, that knight on a6 now can't come back into the game so easily. So, and you open up this diagonal to the f7 pawn, and all of these things are relevant at some point. So d6 and h6.
Also introducing the idea of knight g5, so black goes h6, which is the main move in this position. Here is where I believe Anand springs the first surprise, bishop to e3. Many classical games, I keep repeating, the only game I know, Piquet against Kasparov, bishop f4 has been played, which is arguably more logical. The bishop defends this pawn, comes to an active square, but Anand likes the move bishop to e3, and Aronian goes for the concrete move knight to g4. Could argue about that. Very Grunfeldish way to play would be the move queen to b6 as well, attacking the pawn on b2. After rook d2, let's say rook a d8, with a very different game. I always like white in these positions. He has more space. He has this dangerous pawn on d6. Things can go wrong for black. It's very move by move if black manages.
Yep, I agree with that. So he went knight g4, and this was really the start of his troubles, because after knight g4, well, white really, we say he only has one move. Of course, he can come back to c1, but he played the very tricky bishop f4, which on the face of it, and my own personal opinion, Jan, is I think that Levon thought that Vichy actually blundered in this position. I'm going to stick by my instinct there. Because after the next move, he spent so long.
Very committal move.
Yeah.
He decided to take on c3, which is nothing you do on purely positional grounds. It is something you do in order to win material, which
Right.
is probably what he thought was happening. I think we have video feed of him taking on c3. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look, yeah.
Levon Aronian, still confident early on in the game. And he's done it. Bishop takes c3.
Wow.
There we go. Let's see if Vichy blitzes out his next couple moves. This is exciting. B takes c, you don't have to think all that hard. I think he's still in preparation.
Yeah.
Else you don't do that and you don't react so
Do you think
calmly after
Levon
Bishop
thinks
c3.
he blunders? He blundered? No.
I don't know. No, probably not. Because these guys are very familiar with each other and they know if Vichy is in book or if he's not, see, he's blitzing out his moves.
Yeah.
This is all home preparation.
So we saw him there take that knight off and play rook e4 straight away, ostensibly winning a piece, because there's no way to defend both bishops. But Vichy, very quickly, as we saw in that clip, played queen to b5.
And that's when you realize he probably hasn't blundered, right? When he banks
Yeah.
out queen b5,
Yeah.
you think, okay. But I personally don't think that Levon believed Vichy had blundered. I think he was probably still in book as well, trying to recall the analysis. We don't know for sure. What we do know is that Vichy Anand did not blunder.
He did not. And after rook takes bishop, so black has won a piece. But now the extraordinary queen takes b7, and suddenly black's got huge problems with his knight on a6. You have to defend that somehow. Rook a4 was definitely one of the top moves to consider. And now, after rook a4, just keep on pushing that pawn.
Yeah, Vichy said in the press conference that he had an old file which gave the move bishop takes a6 here, when black is winning after rook b8, queen c6, bishop to d7. He said that was his old file, but recently, he didn't specify, they revisited this with a modern machine. The modern machine immediately gave the move d7, and he obviously felt it was worth trying in the game.
Yeah.
Amazing position.
Yeah.
Just a piece down, you play d6, d7, ain't worry about nothing, but you do threaten, queen takes a8, and also you use this Kasparov technique, right? You cut the board in half.
Yeah. And it's a very powerful position. And here, black probably only has one move to stay on the board. Very difficult move to play, though, and that's the move knight to c7.
Actually, yeah, you have to calculate, but knight c7 is fairly natural because you stop the threat of queen takes a8 and you remove the knight from the danger zone. However, it becomes a mess. Anand gave a line which, if you haven't looked at this, is impossible to play over the board. h3, knight takes f2, king takes f2, bishop takes d7.
And bishop b5.
Bishop b5.
Wow.
But to play the move knight f2, it's very tough already. Something like this, of course, this is computer-assisted preparation, as Anand said. He knew all this stuff, and Levon Aronian could not recall his preparation. Queen d5, queen f8, and black should survive. That's one computer line. But Levon, after d7, he went for the move bishop to e4.
Yeah. Which looks nice, but actually, after the following full sequence, well, the queen has to drop back somewhere. Queen back to b3, hitting the rook. And now already things were looking ominous for Levon. Well, the next move was an out-and-out blunder, a losing move.
After the next move, the game is pretty much over.
Yeah.
He played the move bishop to c6, might look natural, but it just doesn't work. Black's pieces are too stretched out and they're being picked up. The only way to stay in the game, also mentioned by Anand, who knew this stuff, was the move rook to a5. Anand gave the line knight to d2, bishop takes g2.
Just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, this guy.
Bishop takes g4. Don't ask us why bishop g2, but after knight d2, it's just too many pieces hanging once again. Knight c4 coming.
Ugh. Just a brutal game. Black is helpless.
Brutal preparation.
Yeah.
Bishop g2, bishop g4, queen g5, knight c4. And white is better. That's just one of the lines that were still part of Vichy Anand's preparation to show you to what length he went here.
Just unbelievable.
Instead, in the game, bishop c6 was played.
Yeah, but that, unfortunately, is just a losing move, isn't it? And not much more commentary required after the next few moves, because after rook d6, everything is falling for black here. All of his pieces are just, they can't all be protected. And, well, Levon went down here without much of a fight. He took on d7. Maybe he could have tried rook b8, but it doesn't matter after queen d1.
Yeah, this is important though.
Yeah.
Both rook b8 or c4 run into the move queen d1, which does not look that scary, but it just finishes the game. It defends the d7 pawn. Rook takes c6 is a threat. You just can't coordinate your pieces. Bishop f3, bishop f3. Now this is hanging, this is hanging. It's just nothing to do.
Yeah.
So Levon realized life wasn't that rosy. He took on d7. Just a quiet rook a d1 finishes the game, which is quite amazing. Black is a whole piece up, but he can't do anything because his army is dropping.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Great preparation by Vichy, and the next few moves, queen b8, well, okay, what else? And he just calculated it to the end, basically.
Not that hard, frankly.
No.
That's the games you want. If you're in book till here and all you have to find is rook to d6 and rook a d1, I could do that on a good day.
Even I could do that maybe on a very good day.
Very good day.
And that was that, really. And the ending is just finished because, again, can't cover all of his pieces. f7 is dropping.
Still equal material, but the difference in activity is just so great. Just look at this knight on a6. Nothing to do. Bishop c4 attacking, rook f8. Multiple ways to win here. Anand chose the most precise, rook d6. Similar double attack we've seen with the earlier rook d6, actually. Let's briefly show that if we find it here. Rook d6 we had earlier, threatening rook g6 and rook c6. And this comeback, rook 7 d6 here, just finishes the game.
Yeah.
Winning a piece. Levon could have resigned here with a clear conscience, made two more moves, played king g7, rook takes a6, rook f2. And now white is a piece up. Black had such a bad position, he had to give two pieces up just to survive a bit, but he did not really survive after rook e1. He actually resigned.
So a great win for Vichy, a much needed win for him, and on the live list, Levon Aronian drops out of the top 10, which is a shock for many, but shocked me when I heard about this. He's going through a pretty bad run of form. Vichy, well, he's hot and cold. He's going to take confidence from this game, though. Remember to join us for round 3 here at Chess24 from 3 o'clock. That's Central European time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not in the morning. And remember to check out all of the other features we have here on Chess24. Hope you have a great evening.